chat window went. Seems to have disappeared. Colt Manny, hello, sir. All right. Now it's working. Tonight's live stream brought to you by the fellas at Rock God Brewing Company. Although tonight I will not be drinking any Rock God beer because one of the owners, he has a new Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, but we got snow, so he couldn't deliver it. And I mean, I guess if he had a Tacoma or some other Toyota product like a Celica maybe or a Prius, he could handle the snow. But the Jeep in the snow, they don't play well together. Jason Hedrick, long time no speak. Hand to your neck of the woods next month. Scott Wexter, hello. Uncle Guns, Javier. Chatted with Javier earlier today. Always a pleasure. TJ, Crystal, my lovely admin gal. I guess this is social media. You can be my social media gal too. Steve, hello. This week it appears all of the gear right there is working. So good on that. Hello, Gabe. All right. So I still have my list of stuff from last week. Little list from this week. And my thoughts on what I call the top snow murder. I was asked specifically about that, so I will get to that as well. Adam, hello, sir. Pea straw with the G40. Yeah, a bit of snow. You could say that. It added a couple inches today. They canceled school and stuff. And I sat here waiting on the warranty guy for our couch. And after I was here waiting, they called and canceled and said the weather was too bad. And so I waited here for nothing because we got a warranty on our two love seats. One of them has a broken piece of wood. So we kind of like them to come and take care of that. Oh, I hear Klaus downstairs. He'd like to come up. And he's not going to. He can't get here by himself. Benjamin probably won't bother to bring him up, and Jen's at work. So, let's see. What are we going to start with? What about over here? Oh, a few of my friends know this today. So the t-shirt company that I used to get t-shirts made, print to order t-shirts. That way I don't have to stock any. You could just buy one and they ship it to you. And that's that. Tim, hello, sir. And they are not a great company, but I don't mark the shirts up, but a couple of pennies to give it to it like an even dollar. And and they're cheap. So I kept them, but like they don't answer emails and phone calls and shit like that. And they have like an F rating with the Better Business Bureau from not answering emails there and having a non-working phone. Well, anyhow, the way I interface with them to create shirts is the webpage is Flash, and Flash stopped working at the end of the last year. And it's been known for a few years it was going to happen. They've done nothing. I can't even get into the store, like not just this shirt creator part, like to see my products in the store. So like I can't rearrange them or change the price or nothing. Like what's there is it forever. I can't even call them because they don't have a functioning phone. The name of the company is Gallery. So anyhow, I'm going to nix using Gallery for my print to order shirts. I'm going to go with a different company. I have a couple samples that I ordered from that company that are coming here in the next week or so. If they're good print, they do offer 2 different tri-blend shirts I like trends because they're soft and comfy. So if they print well, I will be ditching the gallery print to order shop and slowly rebuilding all the shirts with the new vendor. Now, I don't know how long it will take me to get all the shirts repopulated. I don't even know if I have all of the artwork anymore. And that company is a few dollars per shirt more expensive. So if you're looking for like your own non-compliant shirt, you have until Sunday to order it from the old shop, and I will be taking the old shop off of my website. So you have until then to go to tremisdynamics.com, click print to order shirts, and order whatever the fuck you want at the discounted rate. The new company does offer tri-blends up to 4XL. I have a 4XL coming for one of my 4XL friends, so he can verify that it fits like a 4XL should. So the old company, I had a couple of like 100% cotton 4Xs, but the new place vendor should have the nice shirts in 4X, like American Apparel 4X tri-blends. Now, I will say this, since they are going to cost more, if you want, I have one or two of the 100% cotton 4Xs available on the old site that cost less. You got a couple days to get them. I don't make a nickel off of those. Well, maybe a nickel, because like if my cost is like $16.30 to have it printed, I just mark it up to 17. So my OCD is happy with those solid numbers. And then on a new vendor, I will add 4X as a size and be available as I slowly get the shirts made. Some of them, if it takes me a year to get all 20 shirts, because I got a lot of fucking shirts designed. If it takes me that long to get them all caught up and rebuilt, like a non-compliant shirt might not be that important if there isn't any stupid mandates for us to comply with. But shirts on the old shop are there, and they will be there until Sunday. T-shirt, Sunday, crossed off my list. Also, I paid money, like cash, out of pocket for a official business page over on Mew. That's how I'm pronouncing it because it sounds better. So if you go to mew.com/TremisDynamics1, that will be the Tremis Dynamics Mew page. I mean, I have a personal page over there. The people who are on Mew probably already found me on it, but there is an actual Tremis Dynamics page as well. Only costs $2 a month, so I was willing to spend it on you guys. Becker. Monsieur Becker. Ms. Baker? Yes, today is the very first live chat. I was typing the words live chat, and now like 8 or so days ago, and fat fingered live chat, and I, sitting there looking at my screen, laughed out loud, and decided that's what this is now called, the live chat. Javier, like I told you when I gave it to you, I don't know if it's good, but it's mine. What else we got going on? Nice. There is a radio ops primer happening again in April something 10th. It's on the calendar. A lot of folks had asked about when we were doing another one because they don't understand how the radio works. So I talked to Mike and we came up with a date, and you can do just the seminar portion or the practical exercise after portion, or oops, I'm gonna hit the mic, or both of them together where there's a discount. So it's up there on the calendar. If my social media or moderator, I think she's a moderator, wants to put up a link for the radio ops primer, it would be awesome. if I was really prepared today, I would have sent her all the links ahead of time and forgot. April 18th. There we go. Oh, scaring the dogs. Scaring my dog too. All right. So Radio Ops, T-shirt, Mew. Those were my updates for this week. I didn't really worry about updates for this week because I had all my updates, all the things I wanted to talk about from last week. So April 18th, there you go, TJ. And if you need a place to stay beforehand, I probably have a spot. Now I can get back to the shit I was going to talk about last week. All right. What do we got here? Some of the current events from last week aren't that current anymore. Oh, there we go. Crystal is on top of it with the link for the Radio Ops primer. Do repeat, rehash, reanimated, retarded. No. That's not it. All right. So what do we got going on as of last week? Here we go. This bottom one. Dynamic pistol at Fort Honey Badger has 2 slots available. It's a little over a month away, but they're down to 2 slots. If anybody wants the 2 slots, they should jump on them. Josh, hello, sir. And ma'am. Or madams. Madams? Wait. Would it be ma'ams? Or is that like slang for boobs? Madams, isn't that like the lady that runs the whorehouse? John, it does escalate quickly around here. So yes, I have 2 slots left at Fort Honey Badger. And I just saw that Sonny is bringing out his podcast, Gospel of Violence podcast. I have not heard it. I don't usually do the internet with sound, so I will have to turn it on for that. I do listen to some of my friends' videos and podcasts. He has some membership deals. And I think, Sonny, I don't know if you're watching. Probably not. She's usually popped in when I was on Facebook, but not so much on the YouTubes. But I want to get in on the highest subscription part. That is the thing I would like to do. He's limiting it to a certain amount. But it also inspired me for a new Patreon level. I'm not going to talk about the details yet. I was thinking about them in the shower about an hour ago. So be on the lookout for a new Patreon level. People will be able to upgrade if they want. I don't even know what ammo is going for. I bought a case of 9mm today, but I don't know what the going rate is. Sean Ball, hello, sir. You came over and found us. So 2 slots in Texas. Sonny's thing. That's as of now. You should go do Sonny's thing. Well, not now, but you should sign up for it. Speaking of Patreon, the 3rd and final installment of the rifle painting videos is on Patreon right now. So if you are a patron, you can watch the 3rd and final installment. I think, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure part 2 went live to the world today. Part 3 will go live to the world sometime later. But if you go over for as little as $1 a month, you could have access to part 3 of the painting video right now. Right now. I was kind of hoping Becker would tell us what ammo prices were, but he didn't. So the rifle video Completely done. For those of you who have asked, it's only was 6 years in the making. Painting video finished. All 3 parts are up. It's like 2 10-minute ones and 1 9-minute video. And one of the, on part 2, like there's a part, like we're up in the corner. I got some picture-in-picture, and it shows me like taking paper plates and spraying. I cut like 2 hours out of that. And then the part that was left, I sped up to 1,008% in order to get those few minutes of picture-in-picture. The Magpul stocks. If you're talking about the black ones with like the digital like urban colors, that is Krylon. I used white and a couple of grays. I don't remember what ones, and some of them might have been Rust-Oleum. I'm not a big fan of Rust-Oleum paint, but I used whatever was around that was a couple shades of gray on the black stocks. Had I known, I'd have brought them up and showed it off to you. Like I held it here, but it's downstairs in the bathroom. That was a digital stencil that I got from Amazon, like a hard plastic, not awesome thing. I didn't even buy those stencils. It came with the tiger stripe that was in the video, a digital, a woodlandish multicam blobby colors, and then a Cryptek pattern. I bought it for the Cryptek pattern, and I spray painted some hex mags with the Cryptek pattern so that when I shot them, it was more fun because I got to shoot a hex mag and Cryptek. I'm going to run out of iced tea. I would have had a giant fucking pitcher of beer, but you know, the Jeep wouldn't go in the snow to deliver it. Anyway, 5,000 rounds for $5,000. Damn. Speaking of shotguns, though, the shotgun rig video is out there. I've gotten quite a few compliments on the budget shotgun rig, and it is actually here. So if you guys have any particular questions about said shotgun rig, it is purposes of showing things. Like, I don't know what questions you would have that the video didn't answer, but I did have it. If you got questions, we'll talk about it. I also brought up my my old shotgun cards that don't hold shotgun shells anymore. Like even with brass up, if you shake it a little bit or pump the shotgun, they all fall right out the bottom, which is surprising. I don't know what brand, who makes the elastic in them, because it's not really like the manufacturing part that's bad, that went south. It was whoever produced the elastic. But and most of you are well aware, I don't shotgun a whole lot, and these shit the bed in a couple of years. And like, I hate to see what happens to when people use those a lot. Uh-oh. Sorry. I don't know what to do about the choppiness. I probably said the word shotgun, and YouTube is trying to figure out if they should ban me. My internet's been shitty around the house since the snow started. Might have something to do with that. Maybe we'll hope it clears itself up. Maybe. I don't know. Last night it was so bad that like we just had to stop watching TV. The mini shells. The only ones I've shot mini shells were bird shot, and they were bird shot to begin with. And they sound like squib loads. They're almost funny to listen to. But the shotgun rig is here. And if you have questions, we'll take care of it. What else is happening? Oh, so I should, you know what? I can do that because I have multiple communication devices. So I will call Benjamin Contacts. Bub. Let's see if he answers.
Hello?
Hey,
Yeah.
you're using all the bandwidth. Everyone's complaining that the live stream is choppy, and we're blaming it on you.
I didn't see much yet.
I'm aware, but we don't have enough bandwidth. That'd be awesome. I don't know. Entertain yourself with something.
Okay.
Love you, kid. Bye. All right, fellas. He's going to quit watching the TV. I can't bring Klaus. I don't have a magic. Go get him. Jen's not here. All right. Oh, so other news. Shoot Steel is going to be selling the cardboard targets again right after I bought cases of USPSA targets. They're killing me. I could go get the puppy, but I got to stop the live stream to do it. Just throwing that out there. So the templates that Shinde made up for me to make the USPSA targets are going to be coming out soon, that you'll be able to buy a couple. Oh, she meant get Ben to bring Klaus. That would have been a good idea. Well, maybe I'll do that if we got time before the end. So, Shinde is making me a whole sheet full of those, and I'll put them up on the website in case people want to have an actual usable target instead of the gymungulous fucking heart zone. Simon! See, I have a couple templates here, and I'll have some extras in case people want to purchase them at like little to no profit for Garry. Oh no, Ben's not allowed to be. It turns out YouTube has very specific rules about having minors in your videos. So I cannot have my minor in my video because then I have to label it as made for kids or incorporating children. And then if I say something like, fuck, now I get a YouTube strike. So if I have a child in it, I have to be basically neuter myself to what I say in order to keep my YouTube channel. Templates done. Pen shit in the bed. Last week was during that whole GameStop episode thing going on. And I have one note here. It says GameStop, LOL. 70 billion lost. That was one of the headlines I read. And my chuckling about it, to bring it up, and I was going to talk about it, was $70 billion wasn't lost. It just went from old rich people to new rich people. It didn't go anywhere. It just moved hands. I thought that was funny. Oh, yes, Jason, the child rules on YouTube are pretty specific. Well, John, you can always maybe watch the replay. I mean, it's recording on my, so maybe once it's up and live, it will be smooth playback. Obviously, the playing back isn't keeping up the speed with what I'm sending. So, but like I can see it on my screen and there's no jittery jumpiness. I can't even read that. Something about China. Oh, Myanmar, how do you fucking pronounce it? Burma. That whole fucking overthrow, the military had a coup like last week. 100% China. China is behind all of that. So in case you were wondering about Burmese coup, it was actually a Chinese overthrow of Burma. YouTube probably doesn't like that because their Chinese puppet masters don't like being spoken about negatively on their owned platform. Like the new deal is like colleges no longer have to disclose any financial funding they get from the Chinese government. Which is kind of weird that it'd be even legal for a public school to take funding from a hostile nation. I don't understand. Anyway, Jack Ma, where did he go? That's a good question. Maybe he's John Galt. I guess he'd be more like Hank Reardon. No, that's kind of Hank Reardon would be Musk. So one of them other characters from Atlas Shrugged. I did have a question come up amongst the questions when I ask everybody give me some questions, and I will do my best to answer them. And I got a list. I'm not doing a whole fucking list at once, like gun-related questions, but it was polymer mags versus metal mags. And absolutely, if you have a pistol, it should have a metal magazine in it. And I say that because metal has a much higher strength to size ratio. Like you can have plastics that are as strong as metals. Some plastics as strong as some metals, but it requires mass to get that strength, which is why the walls of a Glock magazine are thicker than those of a metal magazine. Now the inside still has to hold like 2 9mm shells, roughly side by side, not quite side by side. So if it's this big to hold bullets, and then you have like walls that are 5 times as thick, the hole in your grip needs to be bigger. So a solid, plain old steel magazine can have a smaller hole in the grip. If the hole is smaller, the grip can be smaller. And I'm a big fan of a small grip. The SIG 365 is the fucking nicest handgun grip ever in the history of mankind. It is nicer to hold than a 1911 or a high power. And they can do that because they don't waste a bunch of space making big fat plastic magazines. If plastic magazines could be, super fucking thin, like I don't even know how thick a fucking magazine is, but they measure it in hundredths of an inch as opposed to like the 1/8 of an inch thick walls of a Glock mag. If they do plastic that thin, I'd be awesome for it. Because I actually prefer the idea of plastic magazines with plastic feed lips. That to me is an ideal magazine. Because when the feed lip is no longer precision where it's supposed to be, it breaks off and goes away, and the magazine spits all the bullets on the ground. So it's no good. In a metal magazine, when the feed lips spread a little bit, you don't know until the gun doesn't work, which is a horrible time to find out, oh, my magazine doesn't work. So there's that. So like in a rifle magazine, though, like, fuck, make it out of plastic. Size isn't a concern. You can make the walls really thick because you don't have to wrap your hand around it. And you can keep those fucking polymer feed lips because they tell you when the gun quit working or when the magazine quit working. So I know there are people like, no, it's got to have metal feed lips. They last longer. I guess, whatever, until they spread like after being loaded and unloaded 100 times. And you don't know it because nobody gets a fucking micrometer. I don't know how many people are watching. Oh, yeah, actually, I do. There are 23 people watching right now. How many people of those 23 have ever PMS'd every single magazine in their home with calipers? Oh, none. Exactly. So if you don't do that with metal feed lip magazines, then you are doing yourself a disservice, a potentially life-ending disservice. I have not had Magpool mags break just from staying loaded. I've had them break from being dropped on the ground thousands of times. And when they break, like if they crack, they still work. If the crack propagates and breaks, a chunk comes off, and then all the bullets go out on the ground, and then I know the magazine's no good. And yes, they'll replace it. They have a lifetime warranty, blah, blah, blah. I have generation 1, like not technically the gen 1s were revision M magazines. I have like revision nothing magazines that still work, but they're still under warranty. If the feed lip breaks off, they'll replace it. Send them a picture and they take care of it. I don't care about the warranty so much, other than I'm cheap. What I like is the fact that the feed lips stay perfectly aligned with each other right up until the moment that they break off. Even if it cracks and they open up, like if it cracks down the back spine, when it goes inside the magwell, it works. So they're pretty ingenious with those metal or plastic feed lips. And then you have like Lancers, who have the durability, the resiliency, I should say, of plastic body. They can absorb some damage and spring back to shape. But if you touch the feed lips, they dent or spread and they're no good anymore. I do want to jump back up one moment. Josh asked if the 365 is better than the VP9. I assume we're talking about grip. Yes. VP9 is a great feeling grip. It's awesome to hold on to. Like 1911, awesome. But the 365, it's the best. Anyhow, so coming back down. See, John's got a fucking rapid prototype PMag. And I know the very first production run of PMags that came off like out of the mold, Fitzpatrick loaded them up and put them in a safe. And like every year he takes them out of the safe, unloads them, checks all the dimensions, and they're still working fine from the very first 4 that ever came out. AK mags, I have a bunch of I shouldn't say a bunch. I have some Bulgarian plastic mags. I have some Magpool mags. I still have some metal ones with metal, the metal tabs on them. I still have some with plastic tabs on them in 7.62. And I have one Bakelite somewhere in this house. I don't know where. It's more of an investment because some people pay stupid money for it. And Josh, yes, you need the XL grip frame. It's worth $40. It's worth $100. It's worth $200. I know it's only $40. All hell breaks loose. How many mags am I carrying? Probably one on the gun, like one in my rifle, and like 6 more probably on my chest and some in my pack. Yes, I hear Klaus too. He's at the bottom of the steps, but he can't jump the gate, so he'll stay down there. Oh, that was one of the other questions, single stage versus 2 stage. And so the rifles that sit around this house, there are probably half a dozen single stage triggers, and my go-to rifle has a 2-stage trigger in it. And I have to be honest, other than the times when I am slowly pressing them, trying to feel the trigger, I can't tell the difference. So like when I'm focusing on the red dot being on the bad guy and I press the trigger, I don't know, it could be a 3.5 pound trigger or a 6 pound trigger, single stage, 2 stage. I'm focusing on the thing that's happening with the dot on the bad guy. And so while I know they're different, I can't, like, the moment the shot breaks, I don't remember what the trigger pull was like because I wasn't worried about it. So the reason that 2-stage trigger is in my go-to gun is because at the time I put it in there, I was absolutely positive that Geisley triggers were the most reliable, and it's a 2-stage trigger. The single stage triggers, I have a bunch of them in guns that are all like drop-in units, and they all came as single stages. But I'm not super concerned between the difference of them. I don't, if it's like a 2-pound press halfway through and then it hits a wall and goes 4.5. When I start pressing it, I press all the way till it stops moving, and I don't notice that it changed in the middle. Poor dog. All the way out of iced tea. Thanks, Gary, for getting your Jeep stuck in the snow and unable to bring me like a big growler full of beer. And now I'm out of all beverages. Man, my pen's taking a shit. I got this pencil, though. We'll go with the pencil. Oh, I have one last note from last week on the back. Avatar. They are a Swedish metal band. You should be listening to them. I heard them on Sirius. I heard a song called Colossus off their new album. I liked it enough that I got on Amazon and paid 99 cents for it. And then I listened to, because, got the Amazon Prime. I listened to the rest of that album. I was like, it's okay. And then I listened to it again and again. And now I have purchased all the albums, and I'm totally digging them. Avatar. You should all listen to Avatar. Tell them I sent you. No, that would, I don't even know how you would tell anyone that, but they were good. All of my go time ammo is indeed hollow points. Well, my 308 ammo, I guess it's technically a hollow point. It's like the Federal Gold Medal Match, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny little hollow tip. Hail the Apocalypse is my second favorite album of theirs. That and Hunter Gatherer, whichever one I'm listening to, it's my favorite album. They actually sound a little bit like. Well, they got a clown for a singer. There's that. And a couple of guitar players. And they sometimes wear like matching costume things. That's not a real good descriptor of what they sound like, is it? You should definitely just go listen to the song Colossus and then carry on from there. Steve, yes, the bag of mags is not the bag. Like, I have a fucking like Deadpool bag full of like 100 magazines, but the entire loadout and the backpack that has magazines, those are all hollow points. I do not listen to music when I'm shooting. I don't even when I'm setting the range up. Sometimes I'll leave the doors of the truck open and turn the volume up to some metal. Cool. That was awesome. A lot of bands have clowns for singers like Machine Head. I will say this. The Avatar singer guy looks like a clown. Machine Head singer is a clown. Gemtech versus bootleg adjustable suppressor bolt carriers. The bootleg has some different settings. I don't like it, just needs to be suppressed or not suppressed, but maybe there's something to those different adjustments. What I don't like about the bootleg is you can reach in the ejection port and change it. So like if you're tuning it to something, the problem is that means it has the ability to move while it's in the gun. The Gemtech, you have to take out the back to flip the lever over from suppressed to unsuppressed, which means no matter what happens, if you have it on one setting, it cannot change while it's inside the gun. That's what I want. if I got time to unscrew a suppressor, I don't know why I would be unscrewing a suppressor. I also have time because I'll probably need a strap wrench because it's so fucking carboned up. I'll probably also have time to open the fucking upper, pull a bolt out or the carrier out and flip that around. I don't have any quick release suppressors. Don't intend to get any quick release suppressors. Don't remember ordering anything from North Carolina today. Anyway, so that's my take on it. I prefer the Gem Tech just because I cannot change in the gun. Physically impossible. So now, if you all want to, I've been hanging around waiting for my list of observations for the, what I call it, snow murder. If you all want to talk about that, I have notes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I wrote down while watching the video. However, they're probably not the same as what you've been reading a lot about on the internet. Because I haven't really read what a lot of other people were talking about with the whole snow murder thing up here in Pennsylvania. But we got more snow today, so there's more shoveling. So who knows what we're going to watch tomorrow on the internet. Could be, Britt. Very well could be. My package from 20 months ago finally has a tracking number. I actually already have the tracking number for that. It has just said in transit to next facility for 20 months. But so I watched a video, and I watched the video like I always watch the internet. Hollow Sun, Paul. That's your answer. Hollow Sun. It's like a couple and a dude, and there was a pistol and a rifle, and it was all caught on video. Yes, I did see that video of the dude taking all the rounds to the area and still coming at the little chubby sheriff. We can talk about that too. We're going to finish the snow murder first. So interestingly enough, I watched it on mute. I'm looking at body language, and body language tells a whole lot of story that your ears will make you believe is not true. So I like to watch the internet completely on mute. Like I'll put music on a different fucking tab or a whole different device, and then leave the internet on mute so that I'm not sullied by what I hear before I can see what I should see. And I can add the audio in later. But when I did add audio into it, I was surprised there even was audio because Pennsylvania is a 2-party wiretap law. So everybody being audio recorded has to give consent to being recorded. So the fact that there was a security camera with audio on it was surprising. Just that people don't do it because it's a violation of the law. Like everybody who talks, who gets heard, needs to sign a release saying that it's okay for you or verbally give a release. So Jane Cobb blows her. So I was surprised that there was audio. But the audio did tell us a few things. One, I was interested in where the people were from. I know where the event took place, but I also listened to the accents of the people talking. And Northern Pennsylvania, not that accent. So I was just curious what the background was. Now, there was the couple. They sounded typical. The other fella sounded like somebody from somewhere else. Where? Don't know. I'm not that good with accents. But it was not a Northern Pennsylvania accent. This will come to play. I don't know. Joe Jenkins asked about the wiretap laws in public spaces because, like, someone I'm intimately familiar with is not allowed to have audio on their outside cameras of their business because it violates wiretap laws. Here in this state. So anyhow, the fact that the home slice who went and got the gun doesn't sound like somebody who was born and raised in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So he has a different outlook on many things than the people who were born and raised there. See, and you would think that, but outside of a business, if you have a security camera in this state and it records audio, you can expect a healthy fine. As in, hey, you need to not have this, or we're going to fine you $100,000, whatever the fine retarded number is. Those were for outdoor security cameras on a business. Now, as it turns out, Pennsylvania is one of like 12 states that even has two-party consent. While it is true there's no presumed there's no presumed privacy outside, recording audio out there, they still say, here's your citation. Pay it, Mr. Businessman. I don't know. Don't know what the deal is with dash cams, body cams. I assume that, like most things, the government has a whole different set of rules than people do, because the government isn't people. Because if they were people, they would have the same rules as the rest of the people. Let me ask you this. Can a cop have a short-barreled silenced machine gun without getting a tax stamp? If so, he's not people. That's going to rub cops the wrong way. I just called them unpeople. But if you like the rules that you get, all your little privileges, you got to get the title that goes with it. So anyhow, surprised that there was audio. If that's what we're going to harp on, then I guess we can end that conversation here anyway. So the other video with the guy getting shot 11 times in the chest meats. None of them hit the central nervous system above the shoulder blades, because that is the only thing guaranteed to stop somebody in their tracks. So when we have the video of the guy with the stick, was it a cane? I don't remember. It was an older fella even. So probably not the healthiest of individuals. Usually the healthier you are, the better you can sustain damage and continue on with your previous actions. So if we are unhealthy and still can take a half a dozen to a dozen hits in the fleshy part of the chest, it took him seconds before he decided he was going to go ahead and lay down. And he still had some movement going on while he's down there. At some point, I bet you his blood pressure came back up a little bit as well. It obviously leaked out. The blood leaked out, reducing the pressure, his blood pressure, which has made him, out he goes. But pistol rounds suck. I think we talk about that. I think everybody talks about that. And shot location. So I know a lot of people talk about heart shots as the primary spot. Like that is the primary place that you put the big fat white front sight and press until things happen. I don't teach that. And that's why I don't teach that. 11 rounds in the heart-ish area. Like if you remove the heart, you still have 4 or 5 seconds of blood in the brain telling your body to do stuff. Obviously, that's if you remove the heart. The way to make it stop instantly, central nervous system hit above the shoulder blades. So you're looking at like the spine from somewhere in here up and the brain. If you'd have shot him in the face, he'd have probably went down on that first shot. Now, pistol rounds suck, so maybe not. But if he'd have hit into the gray matter in that first shot, the other 11 would have shot way over top of the body that collapsed on the ground. So pistol rounds suck. Shot placement should be brain primary, heart secondary. that should have been the way to go. But I don't think there was anything super new, and like in the training world, that's pretty common knowledge that, you know, pistol rounds suck. Like that's a known thing, and that even if you shoot them in the heart, you have like that's losing fluids. When the fluids are gone, then the machine collapses. So the hydraulic system still has some inline pressure, and as long as it does, the machine is still going to work. The only way to get rid of it is to central nervous system, and not like the small of the back spine. That might cause the leg to stop working. But if you want to drop instantly, it's got to be higher than the shoulder blades. Yes, RJ, the good old, I'll just shoot him in the leg to disable him. Oh, yeah. Had the, Jason brings up a great point. Had the fella been not a 75-year-old man with a cane, had he been a young, healthy fellow with some decent reflexes, he probably would have got it shot a lot less. There was another recent shooting where an injured one on the ground managed to deflect to push the gun away twice from the old shoot them in the head while they're laying on the ground shot. I can't think of what word I was looking for. Execution style shots. She pushed it away twice. So had this fella been a little more apt, he may have not been shot 11 times. Had he had some grappling skills, he'd probably win that fight. So think about that. I know a lot of you guys do some type of hand-to-hand combatives, whether it be weapons integrated or not, even if it's just a dude that's, you know, had a year of jujitsu, going to the jujitsu gym once or twice a week, he'd have fucking rolled that deputy all over the place and took the gun from him. So, like, just having your magic talisman when the dude is that close to you, it's not a great talisman. And the deputy guy just got a hunch that he's not going to win a struggle over a handgun. Like, if you put his hand on it and his other hand on it and two more hands on it from another dude, like, I don't think the deputy is going to win that. So there's a bunch of lessons there, and none of them are new. Like, they're the same lessons that I've been hearing in classes, you know, from my mouth for years and from my ears for decades. Oh, TJ wants to go back to the snow murder. No, we got totally stuck on the wiretap laws and ate up all of our time. We've only got like 4 minutes left. So that will be moved on to in-person conversations that happen when I'm in person and have the time. Where is my recap sheet? I got everything on there. Oh, I can cross off avatar on the back. Cow. So, recap before I punch out of here. There is a radio op primer back on the calendar for April 18th. There's an official Tremis Dynamics page on Mew. If you want any t-shirts from the print to order section of the Tremis Dynamics website, you have until Sunday to get them ordered, and then that whole site is coming down. There are 2 slots left for Dynamic Pistol in Texas. There are a number of slots, surprisingly, left for Del Rio for the Force on Force class, the class that takes no ammo. Like, I bring all the guns and all the ammo. You just got to own a holster for teen. And I actually have loaners for that too. Still has like the class on like half full. Surprising. People can't afford to train, and their ego still doesn't let them do Force on Force. USPSA target templates for a good heart and brain box. Actually, the brain box on the USPSA target is pretty good to begin with. But with a good heart box will be available as soon as they are finished being cut. I don't know what the cost will be. It depends what my cost is because the price of steel has changed, has gone up every single day since inauguration day. So hopefully I got my sheet of steel when it was still more affordable. Shotgun training rig video is out there. Pretty okay. The rifle painting videos are 2/3 out there to the public. Patrons already have the third one. You could get that third one for $1 more or for $1 a month. Patriot Smokes. As I'm aware, the Gen 2 bodies have passed inspection. They are in Indiana and being filled with fuel. I'm hoping soon. Colt. We don't even actually need any targets for the Force on Force class because we got people. But the car class we'll need some targets for. But because I'm driving, I'm bringing my own targets so Jim doesn't have to supply any. I bought a few extra cases of USPSA targets, so I made sure that I had some for my Texas trip. They will have the new template so we can make sure that they're most awesome. You will appreciate the way we use the targets in the day 3 vehicle class. It's pretty awesome. I like it anyway. I know there's a few folks here, Jason, Crystal, that did day 3 vehicle last time that can tell you, probably, I would assume tell you that it was pretty good. So yeah, smokes. I'm hoping I hear any day now. And I guess the other stuff was just not that awful important, like, metal mags versus poly mags, or no need to recap all that. And I got 9 o'clock. So that is all of the stuff for last week and for this week. And thank you, Jason. I will, I'm good next week. I think the week after next, I will not be available for the Tuesday night live chat. Oh, TJ, we can certainly talk about Force on Force. You're going to love it. I'm hoping sometime this spring to double the size of my Force on Force gear so that we can have more people doing the stuffs. All right, you all take it easy, and I will talk at you guys later. Doing all this stuff. I did not end. I hit the button.